It seems to me that my best friend's bride hates me, and I don't know why. My best friend and I have been close since childhood. His fiancée treats me with dislike, although I have never bothered her. The situation gets worse when she disrupted our meetings and made sure that I could not be his best man. Now, I don't know how to maintain friendship and not ruin their relationship. Things are getting worse. I never thought that I would find myself in such a situation, but here we are. The bride 27F of my best friend to forum hates me to 3M, and I don't know why. As part of this story, I will call him Finn. A little background: Finn and I have known each other since the 6th grade. We became so close that he became a part of my family, and I became his. Around the same summer, when I was still in the 10th grade, I came out to my parents like a gay. Let's say they didn't take it too kindly and eventually abandoned me, but this is already a story for another day. I'll also mention that I've never had romantic feelings for Finn, and I've never even joked about it. In short, Finn's family gladly welcomed me and treated me only with kindness. When Finn and I graduated from school, he started working under his father, and his parents helped me pay for my college studies. During my college studies, Finn met Sarah to 7F. When we met her, it was about the 3rd year of my college studies. It happened during a family dinner. I greeted her warmly and tried to make the best impression because she was my best friend's girlfriend. When I came up to shake her hand, Sarah somehow looked at my hand strangely. I don't want to attribute disgust to her, but I don't know how else to describe the expression on her face. I felt a little awkward, but I didn't consider this moment important. Maybe she was just nervous. After the holidays in college, strange things began to happen. Notifications in our Finnish chat were accidentally turned off, or my number was accidentally blocked on his phone. At some point, it became so strange that Finn contacted AT&T Inc. is an American multinational telecommunications conglomerate, the largest provider of both local and long-distance telephone communications in the United States, as well as the 3rd largest cellular operator in the United States. PEP to find out if it was a failure or something like that. Of course, I assumed that it was Sarah's work, but I would never accuse someone without strong evidence. Besides, at that time I was in 2 states from Finn, so I don't have any evidence. Everything got even worse when I moved back home after graduating from college. Since I respected Finn and Sarah's relationship very much, I never tried to make plans with Finn. If we went somewhere, it was only when he was sure that he and Sarah had nothing planned, and he chose a convenient date for himself and everything else, and then informed me. It worked for a while, but then everything went wrong. Let me clarify. For about 3 months, we met no more than 2 to 3 times a month. After these 3 months, the strangeness became even more. In those days when Finn and I were planning to meet, Sarah called him and complained about some situation literally an hour or less before the time of our meeting. She said that she had problems with the car, that she didn't feel well or was lonely, and she really needed Finn. I never thought I should try to prevent him from going to her when Sarah needed it. Finn said it wasn't, but I still canceled our meetings so he could go to her surprise. There were no problems with the car, and suddenly Sarah felt much better when he arrived at her. In the end, Finn and I stopped dating so often because all these disruptions of plans began to annoy, at least me. We started seeing each other only at family celebrations. Let's move to January this year. Finn proposed to Sarah. Everyone, including me, was in 7th heaven with happiness. Whoever is happy to see his best friend tie the knot with a loved one. Unfortunately, it was the most shitty time of my life. To begin with, she puzzled everyone, immediately making a post in her story. I ************** with a photo of her and Finn. She signed the post better of all the others and added kissing emojis. This made me and Finn's older siblings ask him if he cheated on Sarah because we didn't know what kind of others we were talking about. Finn replied that she was just too excited to make any sense. This moment caused me a couple of questions that I kept to myself, and the circus is not mine and the clowns are someone else's. The closer the date of their wedding was, the more the preparation for it turned into a nightmare. For some reason, Sarah's family did not want to help with the wedding expenses, which, technically, is not part of their duties. But the whole family decided to make our contribution and help the future husband and wife arrange the best wedding possible. After everything was decided, there was only one question left. Who will enter the wedding company wedding party? A group of people closest to the bride and groom, a witness aka maid of honor, best man, bridesmaids and friends of the groom, who to some extent participate in the organization of weddings and bachelorette parties. I had no idea who would participate in it, but based on how much she talked about it, I knew that I could not do without it. Finn had only one request. He wanted me to be his best man. At first, Sarah agreed, but a few weeks later she raised this issue again and said that I could not be the best man because she wants her brother to take this place. It caused some problems for them, and that's at wedding. P was almost cancelled until I talked to Finn and said, "It's okay, buddy, just let her get everything she wants and enjoy your day. Don't let me be the reason why you lose what you'd have." Of course, I was upset about it, but it would be even worse for me if everything went wrong because of me. I would say that it was my biggest mistake, because now it seems to me that she used her power and checked the limits of what is allowed. Recently, during another family dinner, Sarah started talking about the guests' seating and showed us some photos. I was unpleasantly surprised that she sat me at the table away from those I would call my family. When she showed us the photos, I got some questioning glances from Finn's parents and siblings, and damn it, I may be a reg, but I was quite satisfied with it if the wedding still took place. My problem is that I want Sarah and I to have everything, if not well, then at least tolerable. I don't know if it's because I'm not a blood relative, or she's a homophobe, or something else, but I don't want this incomprehensible negativity to me to accompany every interaction we have with her. I hoped that everything would get better with time, but so far it hasn't happened. Now I hope that everything will get better after the wedding, but I'm not sure about it. I don't want to talk to anyone close to us and start something, and I'm really considering stopping contact with Finn if it solves the problem, but I don't know what to do anyway. What should I do to protect my relationship with Finn's family, my friendship with him, and not destroy his relationship? Yesterday I wrote about the problems I had with my best friend's bride. Having received a ton of great advice, I decided that tomorrow I would talk to someone from Finn's family or himself, since I would see him at dinner, but I was a little surprised when Finn looked into my apartment today. At first I was scared because I wrote a post on Reddit a little earlier and I thought he had read it and came to fight with me. Fortunately, he said he was just nearby and decided to stop by. A small talk began, which is conducted when someone comes to visit. Then we dreamed about tomorrow's food for 20 minutes lol, but then I remembered that someone advised me to show Finn my post on Reddit. I realized that the more I wait, the more harm it will be when everything falls into place. Apparently, he noticed my indecision and asked what was going on. No matter how much I wanted not to say anything and not to inflate the problem, what was the point of writing here and asking you all for help if I had kept silent? I opened a post on Reddit on my laptop and showed it to him. He reread it about 3 to 4 times, which made me nervous again as time passed, and he just looked at the screen for so long, not reacting in any way. After a while, Finn asked, "Is that all?" I can't even explain how fast my heart fell. I thought he was going to downplay the significance of the situation, although I would say that we both always understood what each of us went through. Before getting up from behind the laptop, he read all the comments to the last post. I want to say thank you very much, guys, because the conversation that followed just shocked me. I would say that almost everyone who gave advice was right to one degree or another. In general, the conversation was as follows. Finn, have I ever made you feel that you can't tell me about it? Me. This question is very difficult to answer. Not directly, but your happiness played a huge role in the fact that I just put it under the carpet. Finn, you should have told me about it a long time ago. Don't you think I'd like to know about it? I thought everything was going well. Finn, there is a difference between you being attentive to my relationship with Sarah and letting me be stupid enough to let her trample on you and our friendship. After that, I had to ask him if he really doesn't see anything that doesn't happen around. He said that he was very pissed off by the whole situation with the wedding, but Finn attributed it to the fact that Sarah just wanted her day to be the way she imagined it. I reminded him that this is his day too, which, to be honest, I should have said when I was removed from the role of best man. Then I asked Finn if he knew why she was acting like that towards me. I've never met this girl before, so I was puzzled that she behaved like that towards me from the first minute of acquaintance. I thought it would be a small reason that can be easily fixed right now. Not true? Those who wrote about a drunken confession or something like that were right. Apparently, during my college studies, Finn got close to the people who studied at my school in high school. This led to the fact that he also met Sarah. He said that before he and Sarah started dating, they once decided to hang out and played some kind of game about drunken confessions. I've never been to such parties, so I don't know how they go. In general, he started babbling something, obviously nervous, until I asked him to get to the point, and Finn said that he remembered how he said something like I would like the name of the TC to be a girl. I don't blame him, but what the fuck did you say something like that? I almost decided that he was joking, but Finn had a stone expression on his face. No wonder Sarah hates me, and now, knowing what's going on, I really regret that I didn't bring up this topic earlier. I told Finn that everything he said was not good for everyone. I also explained to him that if he knew that he had said something like that in front of her, he should have understood what Sarah would feel for me. He tried to justify himself, saying that he thought that no one would remember his words and they would not come out to anyone. Let me explain before you start fantasizing about something, insidious shippers. PLP that there was never anything between me and Finn. I don't even know why he had to say something like that, and it still seems incredible to me. Now I understand where Sarah's dislike for me came from, but again, on the other hand, if a guy said something like that, why do you even have a relationship with him? 2. If you do get into a relationship with this guy, why are you chasing the person he spoke about as if it was his fault? 3. If this was what bothered Sarah and was the main problem, she should have talked to him or even me about what happened, and we could discuss it together. This is said by the guy who sat silently for so long. I know, don't kick me. In general, if we summarize our conversation, we came to understand that there is a problem that he and Sarah need to solve. Finn promised to call me later today after he and Sarah sit down and talk. From time to time I laugh, remembering his confession, I wish he was a girl. Dude, no. Before someone asks, no, I didn't ask Finn if he still thinks so because it's just a Pandora box that I don't want to open. I will definitely give everyone the updated information when Finn talks to Sarah, and hopefully now we can find a common language with her. Shtosh. I think we can say with certainty that the wedding will not take place. On Friday, I came to Reddit with a problem of unreasonable hatred for me from my best friend's bride. Having received a ton of great advice, I was able to talk to Finn when he came to me the next day. We talked for a very long time, while very strange things were said. See the previous update. Anyway, after the meeting on Saturday, Finn said that he would call me in the evening after talking to his fiancée, Sarah. But it never happened. There was a family dinner on Sunday and everyone came. I knew he was talking to Sarah because she was throwing murderous glances at me from the other end of the table. Okay, now you're starting to piss me off. We finished dinner and now all we did was talk. At some point, Finn dragged both me and Sarah into the backyard. There was a long silence, which Finn broke, clearing his throat, and the conversation went something like this. Finn, do it. Sarah, I already told you, I won't do anything. Me. And what should she do? Finn, she should apologize for everything so that everything would be fine with us. Sarah, I didn't do anything wrong. You have a strange relationship. My name is Strange. His relationship with your family is strange, and I have to make you apologize. Me. I understand why you're upset, but what Finn said in the past is not my fault, and I'm sure there are things people say when they're drunk, but they don't. At that moment, At that moment, Sarah blushed and began to squeal. Watching what is happening in real time, the first thought in my head was, she needs a fucking exorcism. Most of what she said was impossible to understand, but I sorted out such words as he fucking knew, and why did you tell him that you said this? I knew there was something between you. CHZNH, what the fuck? P. By this time, Finn's parents and siblings finally left the house because of Sarah's screams and asked what was going on. I'm trying to explain, but Sarah just starts shouting that I'm a dirty dog that needs to be put to sleep. Apparently, in order to cool down the situation, which reached the boiling point, after a little persuasion, Finn's mother managed to drag Sarah into the house. Finn's sister also went with them, leaving only me, Finn, his older brother, and father outside. I explain my version of the story, and then Finn tells his own. We also talked about the conversation that took place with Finn in my apartment on Saturday. He was fucked up a little for the strange comment he made about me, but after that the conversation became serious again. In the end, Finn's mother and sister come back to us. They said that Sarah is in the bathroom and is tidying up. His mother starts the conversation with the words, "Are you fooling around like an adult? Fuck. Completely fucked up." I tell her about everything she doesn't know yet. I convince them both that I have never flirted, kissed, or done anything that would go beyond the platonic friendship with Finn. A sad sigh of fans and fans of Yowie. PLP, I suppose Sarah overheard through the back door and didn't just leave in time, because as soon as the words flew out of my lips, she jumped out, shouting that I was a liar. I asked her at what point she felt that I was chasing Finn or feeling something romantic for him. I mean, I'm helping to finance their damn wedding. Finn's parents are trying to help her understand that she misunderstands everything, but she doesn't care. She kept screaming until Finn pulled her aside. At first they shouted at each other, but then everything kind of calmed down, and it seemed to me that she realized that she was wrong and we can discuss everything normally. Isn't it illogical? Fuckers? My complexion changed from blooming to the color of what the fuck when she came back to us as if everything was fine and slapped me. After a long languid silence and shock, I just realized that I had nothing else to do here, enough of me, and said, "I'm leaving." Finn and Sarah start yelling at each other again, but at that moment I don't care. I come back to the house and pick up my things because that's it. I don't feel that I can cope with what's happening. In the end, Sarah's screams at Finn went from naming to the word sorry and come back. Finn yelled at her to stop the fucking circus. Damn, even I was scared, even though I didn't do anything. Then he said something like, "I let you hold the wedding the way you wanted. I never gave you a reason to doubt me. The fact that you just scream and scream like a child is not what I expect from my partner. You're coming up with some fake script in your head. Why? What's the use of it? You're angry because of the comment made at the drunken party even before you and I started dating, and for me, it's crazy. You don't want to apologize. You don't want to listen. I had to pick up the ring the moment you slept him. No one in this house has ever shown such disrespect to others as you do today." Finn also went into the house and started packing his things. He told his parents that he would sleep in his old bedroom upstairs for a few nights, and they didn't mind. I knew that Sarah came with him, and above all, whatever they went through, I think Finn should make sure that he would take her home safe and sound. After I talked to him about taking Sarah home, he agreed. Everyone finished packing their things at about the same time. Me, Finn, Sarah, his siblings went to their cars at the same time. I was surprised, but not interested, when Sarah started apologizing to me. That is, I didn't even want her to apologize at all, but just treated me with the kindness I offered her and expected to return courtesy. Why did we have to go through all this so that she would realize that she was acting just disgustingly? I'm not sure if she was cheated on in the past, it's some kind of trauma or something like that, but again, what do I have to do with it? As a result, Finn dropped her off, and I think he called me as soon as he returned to his parents. I didn't even answer the phone because I was just tired and this whole confrontation exhausted me. Everything could definitely have gone better, and I hoped that everything could be easily fixed, but instead I ruined their relationship, and now I feel lousy. It's Monday afternoon, and I don't know if Finn and Sarah talked to each other today. I didn't talk to anyone this morning either, but Finn sent me some videos from TikTok. I think I'm not sad for nothing, because despite the way Sarah treated me, it seemed to me that their relationship was wonderful. And what happened once again proves that such things as jealousy and misunderstanding can be the silent killers of your relationship. I thank you all for your advice and for pushing me to talk to Finn about it. I would like everything to end differently, but as some of you said, it should be an alarm bell for both of us. I'm not sure what will come out of all this. Maybe they'll make up in the end, but for now the wedding is cancelled rather than not. I want to start by warning right away that Finn and Sarah have no chance of reconciliation, and after I read everything and took a step back to see the whole picture, I realized that this situation was definitely a blessing. I'm satisfied with the result. Since that major quarrel took place, Finn and I have talked a lot not only about being open and honest with each other about the things that bother us, but also about setting boundaries for our future partners, not that one of us would be out for them. Last night, Finn and I went to the apartment he shares with Sarah to pick up his things. When we got there, Sarah wasn't at home, which could not but please us. I had to work hard to collect all his things in bags, boxes, and send them to the storage box, but fortunately we took everything at once. I live in a decent-sized apartment, so Finn will live with me until he settles all the things with the housing that he and Sarah rented. All members of his family blocked Sarah. He did it last after talking to her this morning. I was there during the conversation, supporting him, and there was another moment when you all really helped. I assume that Finn took notes based on your comments because he talked for a long time about the fact that she has problems that she needs to work on before looking for a relationship. And some of them are the ability to love yourself and cope with her mental health, as well as the fact that she is clearly not in the best condition now. Much more has been said, but I don't see the point in lengthening the already long post, so I'll be brief. Sarah asked him if there was really no chance that everything would get better between them. Finn said no. Not only because of what he had just said, but also because she did not respect him, me, and the rest of his family. He told her that he should have taken a firm position a long time ago, or even put an end to it, and the fact that everything has gone so far, there is both her fault and his fault. Finn explained that he wishes her all the best, and when she is ready for a relationship and the right moment comes, she will meet the right person. There was a long minute of silence, then Sarah ended the conversation, and Finn blocked her shortly after. I'm not sure how things will be with the cancellation of the wedding and other unpleasant things, but I'm sure we can handle it. As for our relationship with Finn, I feel very happy. I feel like I've got my best friend back, and it's crazy how you don't understand how different the energy and friendship becomes when you've been in such situations for so long. I can admit that no, I was not my fault in anything that happened. However, I could speak not only for myself, but also stand up for Finn and not be silent. Maybe the two of us, together with the rest of the family, should go somewhere on a trip to devote time to ourselves. I think this whole situation opened my eyes to me and Finn, and something needs to be changed, especially in us and our communication, because, as you all said, everything would not have gone so far if we were talking about it. That's all. Actually, there was no crazy fight scene where the police break into the house and take Sarah. I think Sarah definitely needs to pull herself together, but not only should she become the best version of herself, some of you helped me understand how weak I can be. You gave me so many instructions that they still warm my heart. I even cried a little because just a week ago I felt in a hopeless situation. Not much has happened since everything went down. Now we are in a holiday home. The photo shows the trail we walked along. Finn feels very good, and his parents, like all of us, are very happy that he spends more time with us. I've lived in the city all my life, so seeing these huge hills is just crazy. Haha. Also, I think Sarah is also coping well with the consequences of the breakup. Since Finn and Sarah have almost the same group of friends, he saw a photo of Sarah in the club on someone's page. He looked indifferent to it, so I think he's also learning to ignore it, even if he doesn't care yet. Finn's parents and brothers are leaving tomorrow afternoon for work or business, but Finn and I decided to stay in the house for a while longer. Nothing special happened. I finished playing Elden Ring. It was quite a fun game except for those parts where I was mad and gnawed the controller. I also thought that I might have met the same guy, but our views on important things turned out to be too different, in my opinion, but I'm not discouraged. Finn still lives with me, and the only problem is that he wants to use my Xbox 24 hours a day. 7 days a week. I'm kidding, of course. I haven't heard much about Sarah, at most that she has a new boyfriend, but rumors are rumors. We are watching you, nothing see a P. The funny thing is that during the whole trip, Finn's parents more than once and more than twice scolded us for the fact that we kept silent about the problems. They literally thrust into us with words that communication is incredibly important. I would say that everything is going well. I hope you're doing well, too. A few months after the conflict between Finn and Sarah, the relationship was able to stabilize a little. Finn continued to live with me, and our time together strengthened our friendship. We talked a lot about how important it is to set boundaries and be honest with each other. Finn decided to concentrate on his self-development, attending courses and finding new hobbies. I supported him in this, and they made him more confident. From time to time we met with his family, his parents and brothers, who were happy to see Finn in a good mood. As for Sarah, she was no longer part of our lives. Finn learned from mutual acquaintances that she started dating another person and seems to be coping with the consequences of their breakup. Although we had mixed feelings about all this, we decided to leave the past behind and focus on the future. Once, in a conversation, Finn said that he felt much better without the tension that arose because of the relationship with Sarah and realized that he deserved better. I also felt that in recent months I have become more open and ready to talk about my feelings. As a result, we both realized that this situation taught us a lot. When there is a need to protect your interests, it is important to talk about it immediately and not be afraid to discuss difficult topics. Life goes on, and Finn and I are aimed not only at preserving our friendship, but also at a new development in our personal lives.